All right, today we're going to talk about a city that basically powers an entire nation. But here's the thing, most people outside of Korea have probably never even heard of it. This is the story of Ulsan, the country's unsung industrial titan.
So let me ask you something. When you picture South Korea's wealthiest, most powerful city, where does your mind go? I'm willing to bet, for most of you, it's Seoul, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But, for all its global fame and glamour, Seoul, well, it's not actually number one on this particular list. The wealthiest city, on a per-person basis, is somewhere completely different. And that city is Ulsan. Yep, Ulsan. It's this place tucked away on the southeast coast, and it has the highest GDP per capita in the entire country. So, how? How did this city that a lot of people haven't even heard of become this absolute economic powerhouse? Well, Ulsan's story is just incredible. It's all about this massive planned transformation. It's the story of how it became Korea's richest and, in a lot of ways, its most hidden city. Its official nickname really says it all, the industrial capital of Korea. But what's really interesting is that the name Ulsan originally means lush mountain, which kind of gives you a hint of what it used to be. Its modern identity, though? Oh, that was forged in steel and fire, for sure. So, how did this place become an industrial powerhouse so incredibly fast? The answer really boils down to one name, Hyundai. I mean, the speed of this transformation is just wild. We're talking about going from a tiny fishing village to a massive metropolitan city in just a little over 30 years. It all kicked off back in 1962. The government basically pointed at it and said, you are now a special industrial district. And that decision, that was the spark. It opened the door for Hyundai to come in during the 70s and just completely remake the city.
And all that growth leads us to Ulsan's other nickname, the one everyone uses, Hyundai City. Seriously, this is no exaggeration. Hyundai's presence is just total. It influences everything. The jobs people do, the university they might go to, it's all connected.
And the scale of what Hyundai has built in Ulsan is just, it's mind-boggling. You've got the world's largest single car factory, and as if that's not enough, the world's largest shipyard, both in one city. Just to give you a sense of the scale here, the car factory is so big, it has its own port, just for shipping cars all over the world. It even has its own fire station. It's not just a factory at that point, it's basically a city within the city. But this kind of dominance, this hyperspeed industrialization, it always comes with a price tag. And now, Ulsan is really starting to face the consequences of all that progress. And this is where it gets really interesting. Here's the big paradox of Ulsan. It's the richest city in the country, but its population is actually shrinking. Young people are heading to Seoul for different kinds of jobs. And at the same time, automation is starting to eat away at those core factory jobs. And the cost wasn't just about people leaving. For decades, the environment paid a heavy, heavy price. The main river, the Taehwa, which runs right through the city, got so polluted from all the industrial waste that people started calling it the River of Death. And the crazy thing is, this was all happening just a short drive from these beautiful, pristine mountains, the Yeongnam Alps, and this absolutely gorgeous coastline. So what do you do? How does a city like this deal with all these challenges? Well, Ulsan is basically placing a huge, ambitious bet on a green future. And maybe the best symbol of this change is that same river, the one they called the River of Death. Well, today, it has been so miraculously cleaned up that it's now the cleanest urban river in all of Korea. It's even home to this incredible national garden. It just shows you what's possible. So Ulsan is totally reinventing its whole industrial base, and it's built around three big ideas. First, they're going all in on hydrogen, becoming Korea's official hydrogen hub. Second, they're building these gigantic floating offshore wind farms. And third, they're taking those famous car factories and switching them over from gas-powered cars to EVs. And look, this isn't just some PowerPoint presentation or a far-off dream. It's happening right now. As we speak, they're building the world's very first commercial hydrogen tram system. They are literally building the future of public transit right there on the city streets. But, okay, there's more to Ulsan than just its economy and this green revolution.
The city has this really unique culture, and like I mentioned, a stunning natural landscape that most people just don't know about. The social fabric of the city is, well, it's fascinating. You have what some people call a blue-collar aristocracy. These are highly paid, super skilled factory workers, and they have incredibly powerful labor unions that give them a ton of influence. What you end up with is this wealthy, politically powerful working class that you just don't see anywhere else in Korea. It really flips the country's usual social structure on its head. And this unique social class creates this amazing political tug-of-war. On one side, you have the city's leadership, which is usually conservative, very pro-business, aligned with the big companies. But on the other side, you have the workforce with these powerful unions who are progressive and pro-labor. And this constant push and pull, this tension, that's what really defines the politics in Ulsan. And maybe the biggest surprise of all is that this industrial giant is just surrounded by jaw-dropping nature. I mean, you look west and boom, the Yeongnam Alps, with mountains soaring over 1,000 meters. You go to the coast and you find Daewongun Park with these wild, dramatic rock formations. And get this, at a place called Ganjilgoat Cape, you can be the very first person on the entire Korean mainland to see the sun come up. It's just such a beautiful contrast to all the factories. So, that's Ulsan for you, a city that literally built Korea's modern prosperity on carbon, on ships, cars, and oil. The huge question now is this: can it pivot? Can it build the world's green future on hydrogen and wind? The answer to that question could be a roadmap for industrial cities all over the world.